Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Damontae bringing you a banger. Don't forget to go follow on my Twitch, please. Here you will never miss out on daily Payday content. The Anarchist Sniper build coming with a 3-shot armor. The perk deck abilities kinda look like this. The first card being Blitzkrieg Bop. Instead of fully regenerating armor when you're not inside combat, Anarchist will continue to regen armor during the combat. If you're using the suit Anarchist as shown in the video here, you'll have a 2-second passive regen timer that's continuously triggering always. The second part of this skill is giving you the immune to health damage for 2 seconds and has a cooldown for 15 seconds. This is also seen in another perk deck called Armorer. The next card is called Straight Edge. What this card does is take 50% of your health and converts it into 100% of your armor. The next one being Death or Glory, which transfers another 50% of your health to 110% of your armor. Which now brings us to the last one being Rise Above, which is 50% of your health gets converted into 120% of your armor. Essentially what this skill is doing, it's taking 230 HP, converting it into 115, and then giving the player 120% armor increase, giving you a baseline of 158 armor on side of the suit. Lust for Life will grant you 10 armor every 1.5 seconds on damage, and it'll grant instantaneously if it's your first armor regen. This Anarchist 3-shot armor sniper rifle build uses 3 different types of semi-automatic snipers, one being the Grom, one being the Contractor 308, and the other one being the Lassenberger. Alternatively, for your secondary, you don't have to use just the Mark 10. You can be using the Kxng or like the Micro Uzi, or maybe even the new Kxng, maybe the brand new Wasp. If you decide to use something different than what's shown on screen, please tell me in the comment section below. So as previously mentioned, this sniper rifle setup for Anarchist is a 3-shot armor inside of the suit. Most Anarchist setups will actually go for 2-shot armor as the bare minimum. I understand this, in which it allows you to have more points to place elsewhere, but just like any perk deck in this game, if you just focus a single way of trying to survive, it's not going to profit much. So inside my build, I go for Armor Gate as a base survival, but I bring other things to the table like Armor Mount, multi-shot armor, which is given to me from Bullseye Aced inside this build. Here's the math behind my total armor. It will be 113. If Frenzy Aced, which I have, will be changing 225 to 168. 168 being minused from 313 will equal to 145. 145 when I trigger Bullseye, which gives me 25 armor. 145 plus 25 equals 170. 170 minus another shot of the 225, which is changed to 168, equals 170 minus 168 equaling 2 armor. 2 armor can get shot by another 225, so another 2 minus 168 will now equal 0, which will now trigger my 2 seconds of invincibility, and then I will have to rely on armor gating. Now here's a second method of getting 3-shot armor suit Anarchist. If you were to get yourself Underdog paired with Frenzy Aced, that will turn 225 into 146. Now, if we were to break it down this way, 313 minus 146 equals 167. 167 minus another 146 will equal 21. 21 minus another 146 then equals 0. Then, from that standpoint, then you have 2 seconds trigger, and then you have to rely on Armor Gate. The last method of 3-shot armor inside the suit is Frenzy Aced paired with Iron Man, paired with the Joker HP buff, and the first aid kit's 2 minutes of 10% damage reduction. Now, that math is identical to the last math for the Underdog, so therefore I don't need to really go over those numbers again, but for those who are just wondering, the 225 gets changed into 146 in this situation. Now, at one point, I was told that my builds don't make sense and don't have any breakpoints getting met. Well, that's really funny, because I don't tend to go for the basic stuff like everybody else, which is where that statement really comes from. Saying my builds are a mess and don't have any breakpoints is wrong. My builds tend to go for a more complex standpoint and something that most players can't really comprehend. As mentioned previously, Anarchist mostly focuses on timers inside of the perk. Now here is some of the stuff that people miss when knowing this, part of the build. When your armor gets hit and your armor gets removed, the passive regen timer triggers instantly, and then 2 seconds after that it will trigger again and again and again. The same with your damage regen timer. It is based on a 1.5 second regen time, but if you were to take damage and then you deal damage, it will instantly give you the armor back, and then 1.5 seconds later, then you can do it again. If the player knows these timers and you can play within that fashion, you might be able to make it work out in a way that you only have a 0.5 second left on your passive timer, or you may have a 1 second timer left on your passive timer. And what that really does is just gives you instant armor, which will be presented to you right here. Now this is because the timers are constantly running, so therefore when I lose armor to a previous engagement and then I get shot and then it's immediately armor gated, it's because the timer was continuously running. There will be times where you get spam shot and you'll just armor gate it all, as shown here. Going from 2 minutes and 27 seconds to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I was hit 4 times with Anarchist and was able to armor gate all 4 shots. Now on paper and based on timers alone, Anarchist technically should be only surviving a 3-shot ratio, just on paper, but now when playing the build, it can survive a whole heist at 0 HP and armor gate all the damage. The skills that we have inside the perk deck are right here. We grab ourselves partners in crime to give ourselves a 30% HP increase. That 30% HP increase, how the perk deck transfers 50% of our HP into 120% of our armor, will give us more armor. So therefore, from 205 armor, we get placed to 313. We have grace for crowd control. We do accommodate ourselves with aggressive reload because the sniper rifle does profit with that. We grab Iron Man for 205 base value armor, and we get Bullseye Aced for 3-shot armor. Now this is a weird spot in the technician tree, but we do grab the drill fix skill because Anarchists can interact with things quite easily, do objectives quite easily, so if you're able to fix the drill faster it could help. We have the 10% speed buff from the Joker, so we don't grab it in the ghost skill tree, but we do have optical illusion, suppressor skills, high value target, and a nice amount of crits. Now alternatively, you could try to swap some stuff around in this build to get yourself more crits, but the crits that it yields is plenty. And then lastly, Frenzy Aced for the 2-shot armor, and then paired with Bullseye we get 3-shot armor, Bloodthirst included. Now going over to the weapons. We have the Grom with the suppressed barrel to give us the accuracy buff, which is paired with the suppressor skill. We give ourselves an accuracy boost rather than a concealment boost, since this gun doesn't hit 100 accuracy instantly. We grab the lightweight foregrip for that concealment boost, and the minus ability really doesn't make much of a difference here. Compact laser for no minus or plus, which is followed by the Seymour sight with the green dot on it. Yes, it does minus concealment here. You could alternatively keep the scope. The lightweight stock for that concealment buff, and the stability minus doesn't matter. The Mark 10. I grabbed the bigger the better suppressor for the accuracy stability increase, which is paired with the suppressor skill that we have grabbed. With this gun we go with the concealment setup since our accuracy and stability was manageable. We did not lock it to a fire rate, and we did not add the extra railed foregrip because the rail is meant for the sight and we didn't really care for the sight. We did grab compact laser so that we didn't have any statistical change. The custom built frame doesn't do anything, it just looks cool. I tend to go for the fast mag here every time. If you don't have that, then you can just go for the extended. And we do not grab any sights for the gun, and we do not grab an extra stock. We go with the base stock. Clip here, its main purpose is going to be showing the mobility of Anarchist on a larger map, and how your sniper rifle is really good at these ranged combat engagements, because as you see, you're able to one-shot everything that you're getting into, unless it's like a bulldozer. This build has a 5% dodge chance. Now clearly a 5% chance out of 100 would be a 5% chance of being able to dodge, right? Grace period is 0.35. If you were to get shot 3 times, that roughly equals 1 full second. Most games in Payday 2 will last roughly 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes has 900 seconds. For every second, we get shot 3 times, so therefore 900 times 3 equals 2,700. Now, a 5% chance on a 2,700 means out of every 540 times that you're shot at, you're guaranteed to get a singular dodge. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to get shot at 540 times to trigger a single dodge, but that means out of 540 times that getting shot at, you'll guarantee at least one. Now keep in mind, this was based on a 15-minute game, which was broke down into seconds, which 900 seconds was transferred into 2,700. The 2,700 was a 5% of 2,700, which then was transferred into 1 out of 540. So yes, this build does have a 5% dodge, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference when really playing the playstyle. It's just something that will trigger and will happen, but it's not really anything that you should be wanting to rely on. The last parts of the clip here will just be showing how easy it is to deal with the captain inside Anarchist. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate every single one of my subs, all the comments, the likes. Let me know if you guys enjoy these weekly videos in the comment section below.